Hello, 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 and welcome to Game of Thrones. I'm Sir Jaxxy, and I'll be your host. It is Monday once again, and that means it's time for another episode. This is episode 4. Last episode, we were introduced to Alester, and we started chapter 2 4 months earlier. 15 years. It's been 15 years since I left this place. Father was called back to the sacred flame, and I thought I'd never set foot in my birthplace again. I could only hope that my return would be in the light of one God. What would I find other than Father's mortal remains? Would my sister Alana, my brother Gawain, my cousin Raymond, and Maester Harwyn know me still? What had become of Riverspring in all these years? Now that Father was dead, I had come back to govern the lands and honor my family. Hence begins chapter 2, where we are basically coming back home for the first time. No, we're not playing as Moore any longer. We're now playing as Alester. For those of you who are catching up or missed one of the series, in the Game of Thrones RPG, we actually play two main characters in almost two separate storylines, which is kind of unique. We play as Moore Westerfield. Did I say that right? I probably messed up. I get names all screwed up. But anyway, who is a member of the Night's Watch. He is a skin changer and a ranger. And basically his job is to protect the Great Wall from intrusions from the wildlings. And now we are being introduced to Alester.
Come. For the past 15 years, things have gone from bad to worse.
See what's going on.
No more travelers, almost no boats. And with things as they are, what choice do we have?
Yes, what
if
choice?
Things are so bad, what do you propose to do?
It's been too hard for too long. It's time to revolt.
We
must
take
take
up
matters
arms.
into our own hands. We'll take up arms.
Let's see, a rabble-rouser in town, or there would be blood in the streets. We're supposed to be a man god, so
if you
let's go
follow
this
that
way.
path, the army will have no choice but to fight against you. Do you want this to end in blood and tears?
You don't know what you're talking about, stranger. The house is dying. The army of Riverspring is but a shadow of what it was. You obviously know nothing of the misery we suffer here.
That may be, but I do know that violence is answered with more violence. This path never ends well.
We're already suffering. What is it to us if we die of hunger or by a sword?
What has happened here? These lands were once thriving.
It's the lords. It's been too long since they cared about what happens in their own lands. Neighboring lords have taken the chance to grab some of our land, and nothing is done to stop it. And now that Lord Sarwyck is dead, it will only get worse. We must do something.
But there are still Sarwicks in Riverspring.
Don't make me laugh. The eldest fled years ago. As for the others, they're no better than he. Anyway, this concerns only the people of Riverspring, stranger.
So be it. I pray that your choices will not lead you to reckless acts. May R'hllor light your path through the shadows.
It is a dying town! Riverspring is dying!
Interesting.
You, Aubrey! It's been weeks since you've been able to bring in fresh wares. There's not a ham left in town!
Supposed to be a store this way, it says. Let's just run around and see what we can find out from people. Guess we can't find out much from anybody.
No,
You will never have access to these stores.
But we're starving, we are! Those bastards are just stupidly following orders.
Okay, looks like we're not coming back to a very good situation. Okay, here's the storekeeper. Not that I've got anything worth buying. Or have enough to buy anything worthwhile, I should say. Yeah, okay, so we'll just cancel out of that for now. Oh, cool, just, you know, money laying around on the streets.
You will never have access to these stores.
Okay, where am I headed? This way.
Those bastards are...
Can't talk to people, so I guess we'll just... Wow. I don't know what's up with the controls here. They're rather wonky all of a sudden.
Forgive my boldness, noble stranger, but I cannot let you walk into certain death like that.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not sure of the customs in the free cities nowadays, but I wouldn't dream of entering Westeros' arm like that. And yet, as the smith labours day and night for us, it so happens that I sell the finest weapons. Blunt, cutting, perforating, you know what they say, my lord. Don't buy your blade until you know what you plan to stick it into.
Wait, okay, so what were we doing with him? Weren't we doing...
Tell me more about perforating weapons.
Yeah.
An enemy full of holes is considerably less frightening, isn't he? Piercing weapons are especially designed to fight against medium armor, such as chainmail. Do you need more information?
Tell me more about cutting weapons.
The most popular. I know of no weapon passed down through families that is not a sword, my lord, and there are good reasons for that. Cutting weapons are especially designed to fight against light armor such as leather, and even the skin underneath. Do you need more information?
So apparently this
Tell me
is
more
our
about
little
blunt
kind of
weapons.
weapon tutorial.
The pure power of a mace. Our good king would certainly approve. Blunt weapons are especially designed to fight against heavy armor such as plate. They crush it. Can you see? Bam! Do you need more information?
I guess I know everything.
I have things to do.
Don't hesitate to come back and see me in the Merchant Square. I weep to see you so ill-equipped in this town. And don't forget you'll be wanting armor. After all, no matter the weapon you face, simple clothes will not protect you.
Okay. So, types of damage. Interesting. Effectiveness of weapons / armor. All weapons taken, of course. Cloth fabric is useless against all weapons. Duh. Cutting weapons are good against leather armor, light armor. Perforating weapons, I'm assuming that would be considered, well, according to this, looking at this, it would be more axes. Huh. But they're good against medium armor, like mail, chainmail and such. Blunt weapons are good against heavy armor. When weapons are effective against armor, a 15% damage bonus is awarded. Hey, that's an interesting twist. I still am not sure where the hell I'm going, though. Guess I'll just run around looking for people. Well, there's a potions merchant. If I want to buy potions. I don't at the moment. No clue what he is. Or that one. That would be the blacksmith, so I'm assuming weapons, yes. Okay, time to look at our map and figure out where it is we need to go. So, we got merchants all up in here. Okay. Let's see our journal. What are we doing? 15 years, yes. Yes, what will I find? We know all that. We got no side objectives. So what the hell are we supposed to be doing? Oh, this is a little bit frustrating. Been playing for 11 minutes now and have no clue where that guy just disappeared to. Let's go up here.
Hey! Old man, you wouldn't be one of those priests of R'hllor, would you? Here we worship the Seven. Clear off!
Yeah, okay, whatever. Aha! I found where I'm going.
Halt, priest. This town is in mourning. Access to the castle is closed during the ceremony.
I'm actually here to attend Lord Sarwyck's burial.
I'm afraid that's not possible. I'm under strict orders to only allow entry to close kin. With the villagers' current grumblings, we don't want to risk problems.
Let's see, he has to know whom he is speaking. I must speak to his superior. Yeah.
I am Lord Raynald Sarwyck's eldest son, and I am here to attend my father's funeral.
His eldest son? Do you take me for a fool? I have been at my post for more than 5 years, and I have never once seen your face.
Well,
it has been more than 5 years since I left Riverspring. Please call on Maester Harwyn. He knows of my arrival.
Well, we'll see about that, but I doubt he'll come here for you. The ceremony's about to start. John, go find Maester Harwyn.
What is going on here? Why has John gone for the Maester?
Ryman, it's me, Alester.
Several hells! Alester? Graydon, I told you only family. That excludes peasants, dogs, and cravens who abandon their families.
Enough, Ryman. However long I was absent, this house is still mine.
Yeah.
How dare you? You disappeared without so much as a goodbye years ago, and now you return as if nothing happened.
The reasons for my exile are mine alone. I owe you no explanation.
That's right.
I care about your reasons? It's your fault that Lord Sarwyck is dead.
You've lost your head, cousin.
Your departure destroyed him. He was never the same again.
Your judgment is clouded, Ryman. I can smell the ale on your breath from here.
He sounds straight.
Stand back! I'll make you eat your words, priest!
Oh boy. Oh man, all I got is a bow. How the hell am I supposed to attack him with a bow?
Enough! Do you not think we have enough dead here?
Maester Harwyn?
Alester, finally. I prayed for your return.
This traitor no longer has his place here, Maester Harwyn. He abandoned his castle and his family.
7 gods! Get a hold of yourself, Ryman. I wrote to him to invite him to Lord Sarwyck's funeral.
I prefer to leave than to hear more of this.
Yeah,
Alester,
bye-bye.
what a relief it is to finally see you. I had help from my contacts in Bravos to inform you of your father's death. The funeral will be in the Godswood. The ceremony has already begun.
Why is it not held at the Sept?
It would be if it were not in ruins. Riverspring is suffering on all fronts, I fear. Let us go now.
Yes.
Come with me, Alester.
Okay.
Let us speak as we walk.
Wow,
What
that got
happened
loud.
here, Maester? How could my father allow things to get to this point?
You know, after you left, Lord Reynold changed. He began to live more and more in the past, and stopped taking care of his duties. Your sister quickly found herself managing more than she should have.
Wow, what happened
Eliana
to
helped
the
my father
volume on
govern?
this? Jeez.
Well, these last few months, she's practically run the house herself. In spite of her efforts, she was unable to slow the inevitable ruin of her lands without a lord. But all is not so dark. Many of your father's vassals remain faithful to their oath.
Okay.
They have all come to the burial in order to honor his memory. We will speak of all this again after the ceremony. Let us make haste, I beg of you.
Well, I wasn't the one going slow. Man, was you, old man? Okay, better to mock... whatever. I guess
Hello,
this would
Red
be
Priest.
sister.
I am Lady Alester Sarwyck, daughter of the late Lord Sarwyck. You are just in time for the ceremony. Were you close to my father?
You have changed much in 15 years, little sister.
Alester, why have you returned? We don't need you here.
Harwyn told me of father's death. It was my duty to come.
15 years without any news. And he had to die for us to see you again. You would have done better to stay where you were.
I do not doubt that my departure was difficult for you.
Difficult? To say the least. Your disappearance was our father's ruin. Do you know how long I cried after you left? And how long I hoped for news of you?
I am sorry. I left Westeros without once turning back, it's true. I understand your reaction. It must have been unbearable for you. But I had to leave. Know that I never forgot you.
That's easy for you to say. And you should know that we here learn to live very well without you.
I understand your reaction, Eliana.
I doubt it. Go pay your last respects to father. We will speak later.
Yes,
May
we will.
the stranger, the eternal outcast,
Okay,
now
pay
guide
homage
you
to the
the
mortal
Father,
remains of your
and
father.
may he judge you fairly and deliver you from the torments of the seven hells. Your qualities were many.
You should follow his
Above
example.
all else, you placed the prosperity...
Ouch. I really don't like the way this volume thing's going.
Who is that man?
I believe that is the elder Sarwyck, the one who disappeared. He has certainly changed, but I recognize him.
Uh-huh. Okay, who is he? Huh.
How could you desecrate our father's body that way?
I desecrated nothing. I performed the final kiss, the tribute that priests of R'hllor pay to the dead.
You may be a Red Priest, but you should respect the beliefs of Riverspring.
I did not intend to be disrespectful, little sister.
Do not think that it is easy for me to speak with you after all this time.
Please, Eliana, listen.
I
I
do
left
understand
Westeros
her
without a
bitterness.
goodbye, and you have every reason to be angry with me. 15 years ago, the war that King Robert Baratheon fought to claim the throne forced me to commit deeds which haunt me still. The very idea of returning to you was too painful. I did the only thing left for me to do. I left and began a new life elsewhere. Not long ago, I received a letter from Maester Harwyn telling of father's death. I could no longer hide myself. It was time to confront my past. What I regret the most, Eliana, is that by fleeing to the other side of the waters, it is you whom I wounded.
All these years, I have thrown a veil over your memory. And you return at the moment when everything is in turmoil. I must be alone for the moment. I will see you later, Alester.
Take your time, little sister. I understand.
Alester, Maester Harwyn would like to speak with you. He awaits you in the castle courtyard. And if I may add, you should be ashamed of that kiss during the ceremony.
My thanks, Ravella. I shall go and see him.
Man, nobody likes me. Harwyn, the Master of Riverspring. Okay, so we need to go talk to this dude. Or do we want to go this way? What's over here? There's a door to go through. Oh, tunnels under Riverspring. Well, I guess we'll wait for that. Sure enough, we're going to have to go deal with them sooner or later. So, who is Ravella?
I am not sure there is more to discuss between us, Alester. I am sincerely sorry for your loss. You know how much your father meant to me. Unless you are truly ready to listen to me, it would be best that you leave.
She doesn't understand my view.
I knew you to be less ardent, Ravella.
And I knew you to be more respectful. This ceremony was held under the watch of the Seven, and your shameful act did nothing but needlessly shock and disgust decent people.
I'm sorry, Scepter. From now on, the rights of the Seven no longer concern me. I have chosen another path. Can you not see that you and all the lost souls of Westeros worship different rays of the same light? Your entire pantheon, your 7 gods. Do you not feel that they are just pieces of one whole, of something much bigger?
If you would listen to my lessons, you would know that for the sages, the 7 are but one. But in order to understand that, one must understand the full scope of their teachings. Perhaps it would be better to worship a simple wood fire like other red priests do. It's always easier to worship that which burns brightly.
The flame brings light and warmth. It is the source of life.
No doubt other creatures share your beliefs. Like those whores, for example. I've seen one of your kind in action. Thoros of Myr was his name. A fornicator and a drunk.
The exception does not prove the rule.
To err is to be human. Our order does not encourage lust, Ravella. But the pleasures of the flesh are not altogether forbidden, if they are carried out in an act of love. And I myself have seen fat septons give themselves over to drink. However, I don't judge all septons based on these rare cases.
I've heard it all. A heretic daring to judge a true believer.
I will not allow you to speak to me in this manner, Ravella. I respect your beliefs, and you will respect mine.
Forgive me, my lord. I forgot my place.
Your fervor does you credit, Ravella. You raised me, as you raised my brother and sister. But I cannot allow one of my subjects to show me disrespect. Do you understand?
Of course. I shall be careful in the future.
I don't doubt it.
Okay, so we're apparently coming in and taking our place as the rightful lord. Okay, so what happened? Well, it would appear we froze up. Wonderful. Okay, well, we've been playing now for about 25 minutes or so, so we're going to stop here since we froze up here. I hope you've enjoyed this episode up until now. I know that there wasn't very much fighting or action or all that type of stuff, but you can't always have fighting and action in an RPG. A good RPG is based on its story, and so far I've really enjoyed the story of Game of Thrones. And the fighting's a little wonky still to me, I'll give you that. You know, it's been a long time. It's much more old school fighting, much more along the lines of Dragon Age Origins. And that game was quite old. I've been playing a lot of modern day MMOs, Rift, Dragon's Prophet, Aeon. So I'm used to more modern fighting styles than this. But it has its place. And again, I'm really enjoying the story. So if you like this episode of Game of Thrones, go ahead and give us a like. I appreciate you checking out the new channel. If you stuck with us this long and you're not subscribed, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? I mean, you've been with me for 20-some-odd minutes now. Until next time, this is Sir Jaxxy fading out.